Hi loves, my name is Paige, this is Pages with Paige, and today we're going to be talking through the readathons happening in November. Finally, this is here. I'm so sorry I mistimed the October one and yeah, my bad. So I have 11 readathons that I want to talk to you that are happening in November. The timing will be a little funky because I'm going to go whether they're a week, 2 week, 3 week or month long one. So rather than going these are the ones that are starting on the 1st, we'll play it by ear. When I do December's readathons, obviously there is going to be a fuck ton of Christmas ones. So I already have some. Thank you for sending through your DMs. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to structure it mentioning the week, 2 weekly, 3 weekly, whatever. So then there's some semblance of having the similar ones together, and then your dates will just depend on where they fall. So we're gonna go month longs, then progressively get shorter and shorter, just because most of them, the week-long ones are the only ones that don't start on the 1st. So working my way backwards sort of ties in a little bit of cohesion as well. I will leave a link to the readathons in the description below, and I will be mentioning the creator that I'm aware of, but I will leave links to their channels. I just don't remember everyone off the top of my head, so I will leave a link to the Twitter thread. If there are any that I see pop up throughout the month, they will go in there. I also have created a November readathons playlist, so I'll leave that linked below, and then that gives you some of the announcement videos that I will be mentioning here. The first one I want to mention though is the Chillathon, which is created by Taylor Reads. This is a 3-week readathon happening from the 20th, so 2 days ago, of October through to the 10th of November. So technically it's still included in November and it's only been 2 days, so feel free to jump on in and show Taylor some love. I think she's a smaller booktuber, so yeah, feel free to go over and give some love and see. I need to sit down and actually structure what I'm going to be doing. There are 2 teams, the Trick, which are focusing more on Halloween prompts, or the Treaters, which is looking at more fall or autumnal related prompts instead. And that's the only exception because it's starting out of the month and going into November 10th. So now, let's begin with our month-longs. So the first month-long one that I want to mention is NetGalley November. This was created by Brianna from 4 Paws in a Book. Essentially, the aim of this is to read our NetGalley books and get that ratio up and up. They have created a bingo board. So yeah, it seems like a really fun little challenge and not anything too strenuous. And if you're like me and still have a few backdated NetGalleys, this is the perfect readathon for that. You could also stretch the prompts and make them fit for books that aren't on your NetGalley TBR, but the premise of the readathon is to up your score there. So up to you. Maybe it could just be getting through some arcs that you have, even if they're not on NetGalley. The other alliteration is Nonfiction November. This was created by Olive from Abookolive, and I think this is the 7th year she said that it's been running for. For Nonfiction November, they have 4 key words which you can choose to correlate with your TBR, or you can just completely throw it out the window, but the premise is to read non-fiction. So whether that be 1 non-fiction or just a little bit more than you usually read, or whether solely reading non-fiction for the month of November, up to you how you want to play with it. It's totally chill. The 4 words, let's see if I can remember them off the top of my head. I know there's industry, style, collection, treatment are the 4 prompts, inspirational words that you can utilize, or if you don't want to, that is totally fine, but it's there if you wanted to have that little bit more of a challenge. Another month-long readathon is IndigAthon, which is created by Bear from Heir to Brody, and this is about reading Indigenous Native American literature, promoting that, and whilst Bear mentions that it should be a year-round focus because it is Native American Heritage Month. So that is in November, so this is the time to celebrate this and have a good time with it. Whilst Indigenous literature should be read year-round, the month of November is definitely focused for celebrating that and having a lot of fun with it. I think there were 7 challenges and a group read. That is something that is happening, and yeah, I have heard a lot about it, but I've never actually participated, so I'm definitely keen to see what I can fit on this coming month. another month-long readathon, I think. I haven't heard any news about it. I just know that they mentioned that they will be doing it again, is Readathon, which is focusing on reading down your TBR and slimming it down. I'm not sure what the setup is going to be for this, whether it's another bingo board like they did in August or what's it going to be, but I'm very curious to find out. And this would also be my first time participating in this readathon, so once there is more information, link it down below. The next readathon that is month-long is the Royal Readathon, and this month the theme is Fairies. So this is hosted by TheBeccaFowell and Liv, and this just seems really, really cute. I really wanted to participate in the Royal Readathon the last time it was happening, and I just... chaos with readathons, as we can see. So I didn't end up participating in it, but I'm so excited to dive into this one, and it's based off your Disney characters that are fairies, so like Tinkerbell and things like that. The next one I want to talk about is Clear Your Shit. I'm really, really excited. This is my first time participating in Clear Your Shit, and I can't wait. I love the premise of it. And yes, so this is created by Mouse and Art, and it has a narrator and Ariadne, and I love the premise of it, and I'm really excited to actively be involved in this round this time. And obviously, the month-long readathon in November that we are all anticipating is Believathon, which is hosted by Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, and I am so fucking excited. My compendium has already arrived and I'm so excited. Believathon is a readathon dedicated to reading children's books and middle grade to sort of promote the love for these wonderful stories that exist in the world. Essentially, Winifred from Hocus Pocus has put a spell on Make Believathon, and we need to be able to escape the jungle. So there are cards with the prompts, and I'm super duper excited to have a look and see what I would like to do. So I wanted to jump on because obviously since filming this on Monday, I'm now editing it on Thursday night. There have been more that I've managed to locate. Apparently these announcements came out a while ago, but I somehow managed to miss them. So if anyone does know of these things, again, let me know. More than happy to add them on at any later point. But there are 3 more month-long readathons that I want to mention. So the first is the Bloomin readathon, which was created by Allyvee, and this I think is predominantly on Instagram. Again, has a bingo board, and it just looks really cute, and I love the name, Bloomin readathon. These ones are very short as I haven't had as much time to go in depth. The next is the nostalgic 90s November horror readathon, which is mostly based off movies, but I think it's really interesting, and I loved Kelsey's enthusiasm in the announcement video, and I just think it will be really interesting. And then there is Lovember by Read Rebecca, again month-long dedicated romance readathon, so very curious in that one. And yeah, again, all of these will be linked below. The next readathon runs from the 1st of November to the 18th, so this is a 2.5 week long readathon, and this is the PokemonAthon. We know my love for Pokemon. Apologies for corrupting your childhood with Not Safe for Workathon back in March, but it's good. This is actually based off the Pokemon games. I love how Jane has set this up. There are little different elements to it, and I'm super duper excited. I did ask to clarify one particular question because I want to get as many bonus points with the smallest amount of books possible, and one of my buddy reads for next month will accomplish that, so excellent. The new Pokemon games are coming out on the 18th, and so that's why this is running for that 2.5 weeks. So we're focused on our goals and getting them done before the game's release, so then we can just enjoy playing the game because we've got our reading done. So that's the premise, and I'm super, super excited for this. So now onto our 2-week long readathons. Both of these are starting on the 1st and going to the 14th. So the first one is one that I found out about today and I'm super duper excited for, and that is Deserathon Journey to the Sun. And this looks amazing. This is created by Esme, and I really need to do more deep diving into this, figuring out the prompts and all of that good fun stuff, but I'm super excited. I love an interactive readathon, and I feel like this is going to be the case as she's revealing prompts throughout the month, I believe. Please go check it out for all of these and to get more information, as there are links and everything to be able to figure it out if my brain's not working 100%. And the other 2-week readathon is a game of tomes, which is hosted by Dasha and 2 lovely co-hosts. So this is based off a game of tomes, which is her TBR game based off A Song of Ice and Fire. They are not reading the Song of Ice and Fire series. It's just based off the characters. I am super interested in how this goes. Technically, you don't have to have read the story or be familiar with that world, but there are elements that are going to play in from the story. So it shouldn't be spoilers, but you know, main characters and things like that sort of play a predominant role in it. So check out the announcement videos as they talk through the story, especially for Dasha. She really highlights the story that is happening, and depending on the choices that you make now, which is the mini round, I think they said the full round is going to be in March, but the choices you make in the mini readathon will have some consequences in the March one, and we all know how much BookTube loves a build upon readathon, so super excited to check that out and start. Then I have two 10-day readathons. The first is running from the 1st of November to the 10th, and this is hosted by Amanda from A Curly Reader, and this is Historathon and based on reading historical fiction. And then my second 10-day one is running from the 5th to the 14th, and that is Truecrimeathon, created by Rachael, and all based on reading true crime, and was locating to match up with non-fiction November. So if you wanted to combine those two, Rachael has different ways of completing the readathon, so feel free to check those out. That's it from me. And now into our week-long ones. So the first one is starting on the 8th and going to the 14th, and that is the Long Distance Relationship Readathon, or LDRathon for short, and this is hosted by Chloe from Chloe Reads Books. Super excited for her readathon. I cannot wait. It is based on the premise of a long distance relationship and things that you do in the relationship, but you don't have to have, like, there are no prompts being like read a romance, read a book about a long distance relationship. It's just based off the things that you do in a long distance relationship that are key elements to it, and I'm super excited. Seeing Chloe going through the struggles with the travel ban has definitely been so just heartbreaking, and being able to create this readathon as something that she's passionate about, just it feels really nice to know that she's able to eventually see Cole, fingers crossed. And you don't need to have an investment in a relationship either. I just do. Yeah, I'm very excited, and I would love for you guys to go show her and all these other lovely readathons some love, just to, you know, promote this positive thing that is becoming. And the final readathon that I want to talk about is a Colleen Hoover readathon, or the Cohoreadathon. The Coho readathon. I love the Coho readathon. That sounds superb. This is created by Beth from Beth's All Booked, and is running from the 9th to the 15th of November. So that last November week-long one. Obviously, I'm sure there will be more that get announced closer to November. This one is based around the premise of reading Colleen Hoover's books, and starting on November 9th, as that is one of Colleen Hoover's books. If you're interested in reading Colleen Hoover and have been putting it off, I've got one that I've been procrastinating, so that might get read. It's a really interesting concept, having like a purely author-focused readathon, and I'm very excited to see how it shapes up, just the various different components to it. I believe that it is predominantly on Instagram, so check out Cohoreadathon on Instagram to find out more information. So I apologize for the sporadic and sort of unstructured route that this went. As I get more in the swing of making these readathon videos, I will definitely get better. So yeah, I apologize for the chaos, but I'm very keen for all of these readathons. I love participating in readathons. What I'm going to do is create the October spreadsheet when I have all the prompts for what I'm doing. I will leave a link to that when it eventually gets created. It's definitely not going to be this when this video is live. It will be at least a week afterwards. This is it. This is the first. These are the readathons that are happening. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and we continue to expand the love for the readathons and the ones that are upcoming. If you know of any or are planning any for the future, please just send me a DM on Twitter or email me, or however you want to get in contact. I really don't mind what platform you use to contact me on. Dipshit me just had an idea. I'm gonna make a Google form. So there will be a Google form linked below, and that is for any upcoming readathons that you want me to know about. It can be for as far in the future as you'd like. So yeah, if you have a readathon idea in mind and want to get in contact, to let me know when it's gonna happen so I can have it on my list ready to go, and I'll just touch base the month before it starts. Please feel free to contact me on any platform. I don't mind how you reach me. I hope that we can make these monthly videos engaging and promote a lot of love for the community. If you hear of any readathons coming up in November, leave them in the comments below. I will have everything linked as much as I can. I'll have my spreadsheet, I'll have the links to all the readathons that I have talked about. I'll leave a link to the Twitter thread and then add to there as we go. Everything. Fuck, these are going to be a lot of work, but everything will be there and I'm really excited. December is going to be chaos because of all the Christmas readathons. I do know that one's already in the works and I'm excited because it's my friends that are making it and I'm just, oh yes! So I can't wait for December. Again, if you're already planning a December readathon, shoot me a message. I'm more than happy to add it to the list and I would touch base with you closer to when I'm filming to make sure that if your readathon announcement isn't up, what you would like me to include or not. So that's it. That's everything. Let me know in the comments what you're excited to participate in. I know there is a lot of readathon burnout happening at the moment, but I hope that you can find something to enjoy, and whether you just dabble your toe in, as long as you have fun with your reading, that's the main thing. And I want to promote as many fun ways of doing reading as I possibly can. So that's that. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!